Okay, we're back at it, and so thankfully, somehow or another, I'm not sure how this happened, but the unredacted footage from the police body cameras with the audio got leaked online. Somebody was able to quickly download it before they actually removed it. So I'm following. There's actually this YouTube channel now called BAM Sucks, which just stands for Bricks and Minifigs Sucks. They uploaded every single video on this situation. I've already took the liberty. I watched everything already, so I'm not going to go through and react to this. This is probably well over 4 to 6 hours of video. I'm not going to do that. There's actually in a lot of these videos, there are times where you can't even hear anything. The officers actually took it upon themselves for some reason to mute their microphones. There are a few questionable moments in here for sure. It sounds like to me both sides have fucked up to an extent here, you know? I think even Reckless Ben, he did a few bad things here. But obviously, the bigger offender here is obviously this guy. I think his name is Joshua Johnson. I'm going to make sure I edit out any kind of, sometimes people's phone numbers get thrown out in here, or their addresses and stuff like that, so I'll make sure that's not in here. Well, we're going to watch this. This is the first video we're going to go over and watch.
Yes, you know, the better the case is going to go in your favor.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys, coming out, and obviously Josh is one of my employees, but he's also a friend, and his family is being put through the ringer with these guys. It's not fair to them. Their mental health and their physical health is being affected by these guys. Letting them go cannot be an option here, guys. There's got to be something for cyber stalking, bullying, all of the different things. There's got to be something to arrest them and send a message that this is not appropriate. This is not okay.
I'm in agreement with you. Again, that's why we're kind of working through this right now and communicating with Sandy, getting this pattern. I'm going to talk with him regarding this sign. That is
okay. Alright, so that's the first video. We're going to go to the next one.
Alright, she's been trespassed.
Hold on, Officer Sunbot is back.
Okay, she's been trespassed. Talking with him, he's telling me a different story. Again, I don't know all the specifics of your case. He is very adamant that he wants to serve you with papers. Okay.
That's fake. That's illegal. You can't pretend to be a process server.
So
you can't. That's illegal.
I've explained to him that you don't want to be served papers. He's got to figure something out. If it's, again, I don't know if there's an actual case right now in Oregon.
It's a Class A misdemeanor to impersonate a process server in the state of Utah.
So right now,
I want her arrested for impersonating a process server.
So right now, I've explained that to them and explained that he needs to go a whole different route about this and to not come onto your property as well as her.
No. I can't just go and pretend. I can't go print up fake documents and go try to process serve people. That's illegal.
Okay. Have you two been to court before?
No, he can't. No, he's a YouTuber.
Okay, you've never been to court with him.
No.
So these papers that he printed up are
fake. Yes, 1 billion, trillion, gazillion %.
Okay, never been to court with him or
never
anyone
been to court.
With
Nobody's ever been to court.
Okay.
He's a YouTuber.
Okay, what was the reason behind your store closing this month?
His harassment and vandalism.
You guys shut it down?
Yeah.
Okay, so on your own accord, you guys shut it down?
On my own accord, yes.
Okay. Okay, I've explained that.
Alright, so let's go over a few things just in these first two videos, alright? This video, he specifically states that in Utah, you can't just be a process server. The requirements to be a process server in Utah are actually very easy. It's actually not that hard. So in Utah, you do not need a state-issued license to serve civil process. By law, anyone can serve legal papers as long as they are at least 18 years or older at the time of service and are not a party to the case or the party's attorney. Although no formal state certification is required, there are legal constraints and practical skills necessary to perform the job effectively. So, key legal requirements. No conflict of interest. You cannot be named plaintiff, defendant, or otherwise involved in a lawsuit. Clean record. Process servers must not have any disqualifying felony convictions or certain violent sex-related convictions. Compliance with Utah rules. You must be intimately familiar with Utah R Civ P4, with which governs how, when, and where legal documents can be delivered. So, yes, this right here. Now, not to say I don't know if this girl that Ben had hired to be a process server, if she's actually, because it sounds like if you watch the other videos, it sounds like she's just a random nobody that he found that agreed to do this for him. I think he did probably pay her for this, but whether or not she knows the rules of civil procedure, I don't know. That's entirely different. Proof of service. You are required to accurately draft, notarize, or sign under penalty and file, I think, service to the court. So, like I said, maybe she does know that. Like this guy says, he has no proof that she's not a process server. And it seems like the requirements for it are not that hard. Anybody can literally just read this and find out and know where documents can be delivered. The problem Ben makes, the mistake he makes is, in these videos I watch, he says some kind of, he does some shady tactics I don't agree with. He obviously, for instance, now Ben never actually makes this public or says anything on it, but they claim that Ben actually approached Joshua Johnson's sister to try to get involved in the situation. She doesn't want anything to do with it. I mean, let's be serious, dude. Do not harass these people's family members that have nothing to do with this. In fact, I understand. I don't like this guy either. I think he sounds like me just from the videos we watch. He sounds like a super fucking scumbag. But there's a correct way to do this. And the next video we're going to watch is going to be more about how the cop handles serving the papers. Really fucking stupid. Alright, so this is actually the entire full body cam footage from start to end with Joshua Johnson. He starts off here, he's wearing this shirt. Obviously, it must be cold outside at time. Going by, it is back in March. It was kind of chilly around that time. He eventually comes back out with a red plaided colored shirt. But anyways, he makes a few complaints in here. We're going to skip over to the part where he actually goes to address the cop about how the serving papers is handled.
What are you wanting done today? Besides, obviously, talk to...
As much as you humanly possibly can.
You want her trespass?
No. I want them for stalking.
Okay. That's something I can work through, but for right now, you want her trespassed?
Yes. That's all you can do.
Right now, I can screen charges, but with them saying they're trying to serve papers, kind of puts me in a little bit of a bind. I understand you have a history with...
They're fake.
I understand you have a history with him.
You see what happens here? Yes. This officer even admits it here. This is actually huge. This entire thing here, it should not have been muted. I do not understand. This is the police department, whoever's decision it was to mute this audio, were fucking retarded. That's just how it is. This cop officer agrees. It is not against the law for reckless Ben to be sitting in the passenger seat of the car with the intent of getting a process server. He can be with a process server at the same time. I'm trying to serve on papers. So obviously I got to be there. Maybe Ben wants to make sure the actual process server goes out and serves the papers. That's entirely normal. I still don't understand how they can legally say, all right, we're trespassing this woman, even though her only intent to be out here is to serve this guy. But these cops do say, like I said, they cannot charge Ben with stalking because he's here with the intent to serve you papers. You see, Joshua Johnson here says they're not legit. They're phony papers. They're scamming. They're not legit. And he doesn't know that. He's never seen the papers. So how would he possibly know?
But for right now, again, I'm open to screening charges through our attorney.
Yes.
That's what M and the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs said stalking was. So he sent that.
You see how stupid this is? They're Googling fucking Okay, what counts as
That's
stalking?
something I'm more than willing to screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
would cause a reasonable person to fear for their safety or suffer significant emotional distress.
The thing is,
So
if
for
you
right
would just
now,
take the fucking
you want her
papers,
trespassed?
I want them.
he
all
would probably
trespassed.
leave.
I'm gonna go talk with him, give him his paper back, since you do not want this.
What's so funny was that eventually
What's that?
in the same altercation, he does get arrested for
It kinda puts
stalking,
me in a
which
little
makes
bit
no
of a
fucking
bind.
sense here.
There's no lawsuit in this.
Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna give this back to him
Yeah.
and trespass her.
You see
Here's
this?
the thing. Like, think about this logically. Do you think a process server would show up with a guy that's been harassing a YouTuber?
It doesn't
To
matter.
serve papers
She doesn't
in
know.
Utah?
She may not know what's going
The
on.
whole situation.
Think about logic. This guy's come to my house 3 days in a row. He's harassing people, and he's just going to be in the same car with a process server? No.
Is he in the car right now?
This guy's under the
It's
assumption
not
that process
that
server
It is
has to be
aligned
employed by like
to
actual law firm.
impersonating a process
That's not
server.
how that happens. That's not how
That
it
is
works.
not a real lawsuit. If it was, it would go to a law firm, and then the
That's
law
not
firm
true.
would send out a process.
That's not
server.
true.
And
It's
see,
just not
that
true.
process server is not going to be friends with the guy that's been harassing me.
I agree. I'll talk to her some more about that.
And
Do
breaks
you
things.
own this store, or you just work for Bricks and
So
Minifix?
when we first took it over, we were just employees. We're there to rescue it. Then, like 4 months into it, we said, "Sure, we'll sign a franchise."
He's such a
agreement."
fucking
So,
liar.
like April or May.
He's such
we signed
a
franchise
liar.
agreement for it, not knowing how big of a mess this is, and then we operated it until this last month. We closed the doors, and it's closed forever.
Okay. And
Because of them.
How was he associated with the store?
He's not. He's a YouTuber that this guy hired to harass us because they know they don't have a civil case. So they said, "We can't sue."
All right. Like you said, he's completely being entirely dishonest here with the cops. With the cops, for some reason, during this whole operation, they essentially believe this guy. So Brian, the co-signer, who actually co-signed out the Legos to the actual Bricks and Minifig store, he did not hire Ben here. He reached out to Ben, then Ben heard him out and decided to come out here. Ben has a habit of going around and trying to expose corrupt companies of that situation. Now, there are some red flags here. I've seen some stuff on Reddit. I'm gonna say this now. I don't know how true this is. I can't be 100% on this. So when I was looking up, I stumbled on a Reddit link. All right, this is about the small claim courts he won. That supposedly he claims that he won. All right, in here it states that this person says after Ben stated in his video that he won the small claims court case, Bam said on ACOB that it was dismissed. So I tried to find out for myself. I was able to find the following cases through Oregon Judicial Department online records. You can see here there are numerous cases. Almost every single one of them were dismissed, except for 2. All right. Supposedly, the reason why all these cases were dismissed was that default judgment was entered. However, I guess after the default judgment went through, they had to try to then contact the business. The business wasn't able to be contacted because they had closed that business down. So through that, supposedly, a judge then went and dismissed all these judgments because you can't grant like the 10K if that business is no longer in operation. Suppose that's how it works. Now, maybe they were dismissed actually beforehand. I really don't know. Somebody does they do post again down here later on. All right, I filed to get a copy of this from Marion Count so I can see the details. If they send it, I will comment. So he edits it. The court documents doesn't specify why the lawsuit was dismissed, but my best guess is that the lawsuit was dismissed because this location was shut down. The store was closed before March 8th, based on this post, and the lawsuit was dismissed on April the 7th. If the case was dismissed because the store was closed, it means that BAM is being disingenuous when they say that the case did not reach default judgment. What was it dismissed instead? All right. So, back in November, a small claims filing was made against L2 Bricks LLC, this location. Bricks and minifigs. Alright, notice that Ben's payment method failed. I'm not sure what that means. The filing papers had been served to someone named Caledonia on behalf of L2 Bricks. That might be the actual little girl in the from the clerk. The judge denies form, saying that there's no evidence that has the authority to accept papers being served. So I don't. Maybe they don't work for the actual business. I don't know how that works. A motion to enter default judgment against L2 Bricks is submitted. Notice a signed document. It says it's unspecified. It says filing saying that papers have been mailed to business address for L2 Bricks LLC. This is in February 8th. A motion to enter default judgment against L2 Bricks LLC. Alright, February 10th. A judge dismisses the case without prejudice. The letters are sent to both parties without a stated reason. Now, this says in April the 7th. The business has shut down back in March, is what he said. Store was closed before March, based on this post. Alright. Somebody else, so I guess these, Reddit lawyers. This does not seem to be correct because Ben filed the $10,000 claims against the incorrect LLC. That's actually kind of crazy. This is why he probably should have consulted a lawyer. Apparently, he never did this entire process. He never actually talked to a lawyer, which is actually, to me, that sounds incredibly fucking stupid. The reason these claims were dismissed is that a judge found no evidence that the targeted LLC would have been properly notified of having been served. This is what the statement the judge denies form, saying there is no evidence that Caledonia has the authority to accept papers being served in op above means. Alright, so I think Ben did follow the procedure in good faith, but the best he knew at the time, the records do show that the claims were not made to the correct LLC. Like I said. So it does seem like the 10 small things he has done, they were just not correct. They were not wrong. I have no idea why BAM store then closed. BAM themselves claim they closed because of viral attention from Reckless Ben's videos. But it comes because BAM store closed on March 8th. The viral videos were not released until 2 months after the 21st of May. So I do think he's definitely lying when they say they closed because of the videos, because obviously the videos weren't out. So with this said, it does sound like Ben been a bit of a oopsie for sure. In which case he should have handled things differently for sure, right? So the other thing on here I want to go about that I said I'd take it with a grain of salt. Alright, go back to the very top of this post. Now, I hope this is not real. I hope it's not true. I hope it's a mistake, because this would actually be pretty wild if it's potentially true. Let's see. Alright. Also, in Oregon public record search, it appears the former owner, Crystal Gale Law, or someone with that same name, supposedly, this was the original franchisee owner. I think that's the woman, supposedly. I don't know for sure. I can't confirm that. Hopefully more information will come out about this. Supposedly, they may have been convicted of forgery in the first degree and burglary, and second degree case of State of Oregon versus Crystal Gale Law. If so, this would very much hurt their claims around what happened on the product, in my opinion. However, if that were the case, how they pass a background check to be hired, which is true. So I'm on the side that maybe this is entirely somebody else. I hope it is. I want to be clear, this may not be the same person. I cannot say for certain. Just discloses some interesting information I found on the public record. I hope this is actually proven false, because this is the last thing this needs for all of a sudden the entire blame to be shifted onto the original franchisee owner. Alright. However, I still, even if that's the case, I think there's still some blame to be had with Bricks and Minifigs. All he had to do was simply honor the consignment, They could have either kept selling his this thing, work with the actual Brian and keep selling it, or two, actually just say, hey, look, we don't want to do with your consignment anymore. We're going to give you back all the merchandise back to you. So how do we go about in researching inventory to give it back to you? That's literally all they had to do, and none of this shit would have ever happened. That's the problem we are right now. But to go back to there, so when the officer he's trying to get this guy the warrants. The officer, all right, do you want these papers? This officer told Ben he was going to serve him these papers. But he's not going to do it, though. You know why? The officer's taking this guy's word for saying, oh, it's not legit. It's not legit. Dude, that doesn't make any sense. All right, and so at this point later on, this guy...
we will lose. So we're going to take this in the eyes of the public and just defame and make you guys look like jerks in the public's eye. Okay. That's their whole thing. He's a YouTuber.
He has nothing to do with the store.
He's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber. He can't do this. He can't do this.
He has nothing to do with the store. He is...
It doesn't matter.
Just exclusively trying to get content.
I do believe this guy's doing this entirely because he knows Brian can't afford to take it. They're just getting that easy profit from the consignment.
They sent a lady in, and the lady's like, "Oh, I'm going to murder you," to Amanda, the manager. And Amanda is like tough.
I don't believe this.
Like,
I don't believe that.
And the lady.
Ben would have to be incredibly fucking stupid to say somebody said, "Hey, say you're going to murder somebody."
You said you signed this, so you owe us money. Start writing checks. Blah blah blah. That's forgery.
Keep in mind.
They helped. This
Cop,
kid went to the park.
time right here.
And he set up a little table.
310.
A tablecloth that says
March the 10th.
And he had a fake raffle.
The viral YouTube videos
started coming into the store. And
have not even been posted yet.
Anyway, what raffle? We're not doing a raffle. Yeah, we got a table set up. He sold shirts out on the corner. He hung signs. He called the store a billion times. Threatened the employees. Now they're coming to our house.
He's never threatened the employees.
And they went to corporate headquarters on Monday. So Provo's working on a case too for whatever reason.
Okay, that makes things a little more clear. He has no association.
He's a YouTuber. He's just trying to get content.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to them.
But you don't know that you're taking all his words to him.
Yeah, process.
Taking everything. The cop's taking everything he says at face value.
How stupid does he think
It's actually fucking crazy to me. All right, we're gonna go to the next part of the clip. I'm gonna.
For like more additional fraud.
Yep.
That they're going to be pushing for, and that I think also is
again.
All right, hold on. Officer Sunbot is back.
Okay, she's been trespassed. Talking with him, he's telling me a different story. Again, I don't know all the specifics of your case. He is very adamant that he wants to serve you with papers. Okay.
That's fake. That's illegal. You can't pretend to be a process server. So
all the fucking cop has to do is go check to find out if they're real or not.
Him,
it is so stupid.
You don't want to be served papers. He's got to figure something
It's not how that
out.
works.
Again, I don't know if there's an actual case right now in Oregon.
This cop offered to serve papers and he's not going to do it.
Impersonate a process server in the state of Utah.
So right now,
I want her arrested for impersonating a process.
You see,
server.
see what I'm saying?
I've explained that to them and explained that he needs to go.
None of this audio should have been redacted. It makes absolutely zero fucking sense.
No. I can't just go and pretend. I can't go print up fake documents and go try to process serve people. That's illegal.
Okay. Have you two been to court before?
No, he can't. No, he's a YouTuber.
Okay, you've never been to court with him.
No.
So these papers that he printed up are fake.
Yes, 1 billion.
Gazillion%. He's right in that he's never been to court with him.
Nobody's ever been to court
because Ben supposedly had the wrong LLC. When he says in his video about Ben breaking things, you know what he's talking about? He's talking about when Ben walked up to the store after it was permanently closed with a fucking piggy bank in his underwear and threw the piggy bank on the ground and it broke. That's why he's talking about breaking things. He did not break any of his property. For some fucking reason, this fucking mental retard is going through these fucking gymnastics. It's like, he's fucking so stupid. All you have to do, cop, is serve the fucking papers and he will leave.
Ammon with the corporate office.
This is the CEO.
Oh, hi. So, what's happened is we had a former franchisee that entered into an invalid consignment agreement with a completely separate person. That person sold their Lego sets and didn't pay the person that they entered in. And this has nothing to do with Mr. Schneider. Mr. Schneider is just a YouTuber that got a hold of the story.
This is actually huge.
If this guy said, "Hey,
if this is true, like I said before, if the original franchisee had sold Legos and stopped paying Brian, and then actually tried to skip out and move to another fucking country, this is fucking huge. It is huge. If this can be proven, we don't know. We don't know yet. I want to believe the original franchisee owner, and the reason why. Why would you initiate a lawsuit to reclaim the store? You know, see, it wouldn't make any sense because obviously discovery is going to happen. You have to be insanely fucking stupid to try this. All right, and so just to pause it here again. You hear this is Amon. This is like a CEO of Bricks and Minifigs. He says that the original store owners had left and moved to another country. This is a half truth. So the husband, from my understanding, was currently in Spain at the time. However, I think things did not work out the way they were supposed to because the way the ownership of the store had changed. The actual owner, the franchisee owner, the woman has never actually left the country. They remain in the country. Supposedly both came back, supposedly the male came back to the country as well. They're both currently, to this day, they are in the United States. They have not fled the country. Just keep that in mind. Corporate is definitely wrong with these things. So this is what the actual plan. The original owners were supposed to leave the country and go to Spain. However, the idea was they were going to sell the franchisee had, and yes, probably try to recoup some of their losses. They may have tried to sell it. Maybe this would have been something that happened in a few months down the road. But because of the way Bricks and Minifigs did it, they immediately took control over the franchise. This put them in the hole, I'm assuming, and they lost out, and they were not able to actually move or leave the country like they initially planned on. So, all right, so his audio is muted. We're at 32 minutes in. There's 26 minutes left of this video. How much this? Let's just do it. You can hit in the comments, everybody. How long do you think this audio is paused for? Just take a wild guess. How long do you think it's paused for? A whole 26 minutes. The audio is muted. Why would you do this for? You're investigating. You see how fucked this is? You don't know what these guys are talking about. You know, you really don't. But supposedly one of the other cops, because he's standing next to the car door. Apparently the other cop's audio wasn't muted. And that's what Ben showed us in the video. Alright, let's go to the next video. Like I said, we're not watching all of this. You see how this is bullshit? Earlier in the video, in the previous video, the cop says, look, hey, the cop even acknowledges, hey, look, he's trying to serve you papers. So that's why he's here. So it doesn't count as stalking. But however, because of pressure from Joshua Johnson, they're like, fuck it. We'll throw a stalking charge at him. If Ben wants to contest it, he can contest it. Or what can you do? That's all they have to do.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, is that a felony or a misdemeanor?
Misdemeanor.
Okay, yeah,
I
we're going to
believe.
go behind the mountain.
I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me. You can look it up. It's in the Utah State Code.
You're good. Thanks.
I love you. I love you.
Hold on one second.
I'm not going to be on you.
You see how fucking scummy it is? I love you. I love you. I love you. Dude, you got arrested on fucking bogus charges.
Subject 47. Will you hold
Granted, Ben should not have
on Stores Avenue?
done as much as he did with this, you know? But I can understand
Yeah,
why.
what's
It's
that
just touchy.
Hello, officer.
There we go.
I love you.
So yeah, I'm not totally in the loop on what's going on. Just know the officer in charge of the case. He wanted me to have you fill out a written statement.
Yes,
Does that
sir.
work? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll give that to you.
Okay.
Step out. I'll come grab it
Sweet.
from you. Okay.
What was he arrested for? What was the charge?
Criminal stalking.
Criminal stalking. That's what everybody. Yep. Sweet.
Yeah, so,
Thank you.
I don't
Fucking
know the details of the case.
Disgusting.
You're the greatest.
Absolutely disgusting.
Joining with him.
I want.
I'm gonna go talk with him, give him his paper back, since you do not want this.
Can I
Correct?
just peek at it?
What was that?
Can I peek at it?
Can I peek at it? Can I peek at it? What does the officer say next? What does he say next? What does the officer say next? Okay, let's find out.
It kind of puts me in a little bit
All
of a
right, never
bind.
mind. It's fake. There's no lawsuit in it.
Oh yeah, puts him in a bit of a bind, right? Oh yeah, of course. Ben hires a cameraman, and probably a fake UPS delivery man to deliver a box of ducks. That it is what it is. All right. Ben's going to claim that later on, oh, we didn't do that. We didn't do that. Obviously, you fucking did, but there's not much proof on it. But that's beside the point. So this right here, this is a cameraman that Ben hired. He's not really doing anything wrong. All he's doing, he's just recording the interaction with, like, I guess, Ben and his associates. People walk up to his house, that kind of thing. That's all that really happens in this video. This guy snitches a lot. I mean, he does truthfully answer a lot of the cops' questions. He says he's been hired by Ben, like yada 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 yada. He actually gives the officer, I think, Ben's number as well.
He's got a family. He's got kids.
Yes,
We don't
he does
need to
have
be
kids.
involving people's families and
We do
civil
need to try to
matters.
make sure we're not traumatizing the kids for sure. Absolutely.
Money.
I just noticed something
that
just
doesn't
now.
turn out well.
Let me myself real fast. Has he met it? You probably didn't see this, but
So like,
we went to civil and we won. And we
so I understand that. So again, usually
Is that super common right here?
You guys are not going to be the ones to collect it, right? You're not going to go to his house and collect it.
Why
It'll
is-
be done through the court.
look at him
somehow.
rubbing his
So
fucking-
If he did that,
his mustache.
you guys need
But
to work all that out.
is it
through
that
the
common
courts.
for an officer to just have his hand on
going
a gun
in
like that?
trying to press somebody for money?
And so if we don't collect the money in the next 2 weeks, he's gonna get arrested. I think it's like 20 years in jail or something. Because he's
You know, alright, so this is actually what I was trying to get to on this clip. He mentions that Joshua Johnson has a warrant out for his arrest. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I tried looking this up. I could not find anything about it. I don't know where this comes from. He's saying they're trying to get the money back from him now because if they don't get it, he's going to jail. I can't substantiate these claims. I really can't. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I really don't. This video right here, this is when they get the drug search done on their vehicle. All right, here we go. He got the dog out. Now the dog's entire point is go sniff and see if he can find any kind of drugs that they may potentially be hiding in the car. This is my honest opinion. I think canines, for the sole intent and purpose of locating drugs, I think they should be retired. I don't think this should be a valid way to get around getting a search warrant to search somebody's car. Just to put it in context. Do you know how many false positives are done from a canine to search somebody's car? In a blind laboratory test, a controlled laboratory test, police canines can reach a detection accuracy rate of over 90% when it comes to finding narcotics. However, in real world field data, it reveals a much higher false positive. When analyzing actual police traffic stops, studies show that no illegal drugs are found in 50 to 80% of cases where canines alert. 80% is fucking huge, isn't it? They literally can do that. It's entirely done to get around having a search warrant. And if this trainer is good enough, a trainer and a canine can cause a dog to do a false alert just so they can trigger the search. Happens all the time.
Hey, Ron, yo.
And not in that, everybody knows how like bad weed can smell. The smell, like, it lingers around a long time. If you can go to a grocery store, Walmart, whatever it is, your pharmacy, if somebody walks in smelling like weed, they can be in that store for 5 minutes. They can leave. You will still be smelling that same shit for close to 30 minutes. That's how long it lingers. So imagine if you have somebody standing near your vehicle smoking weed. They touch your, or maybe they handle the weed. They touch your door handle. That smell can linger for so long. That's all they need to get a false positive. This is what I'm saying. I was trying to tell proof. People didn't believe me that they actually got a dog and gave a false positive. It was in the actual documents for the papers for the court, for the officers. This is in their actual report. The dog gives a false positive. They search the vehicle. So we're gonna skip that part of it searching, of him going around and around circles, and eventually, obviously. So let's get the part where you start searching. Do you just see that? Tell me, please, why was it necessary for this officer to mute his audio? What could him and his other officer possibly be talking about that would not be pertaining to this situation? Why is this not recorded so that they can use it as a defense? I don't know. This goes on through the entirety of the actual search on the car. And let's keep this in mind. This entire stop right here, this is completely illegal. The entire reason what even led to this in the first place is because somebody called and said, hey, they have heroin. So they stopped their car and said, you know what, get the dog. Check the thing. We won't need a warrant. If he's got weed in there, the dog's going to smell it. If he don't smell it, we get a false positive. We still get to search the vehicle. Absolutely fucking disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. All right. So at the time of recording this, there's one more video. This is Joshua Johnson calls police on the LDS church member. Look, I'm be honest with you. I've been sitting here for the past 6 hours watching these videos. They're incredibly long. I'm not going to watch this one tonight. I may watch it later. If it's actually of substantial value, I'll make a video on it. But as it is right here, you can see like a lot of this muted audio, and this should not have been redacted. The only moments in here that should have been redacted were when a few of the actual people in the videos, they call out phone numbers, potential names of people, and that kind of stuff. Nothing else should have been redacted. Nothing else should have been muted. I don't understand why this was done. This screams, it does scream like fucking corruption. You know, it is really fucking scummy. I don't know why you did this. I'm glad that somebody at the PD accidentally leaked it somehow. I don't know how it got leaked, but it got leaked somehow. All right, so let me know, what do you think about this in the comments below?